Today, right here in South Africa, Global Asset Management lists on the JSE AltX, the company specializing in arranging debt and mezzanine capital for large infrastructure projects and focusing primarily on developing business opportunities throughout Southern Africa. Niels Penshorn, Managing Director at Global Asset Management, joins us now from the JSE for more on this. Niels, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Right at the top, just run us through what this company is exactly about, because I've highlighted through the course of the show so far that it's a company focused on project, structured and asset finance. But what exactly do you do?
Yes, thank you very much. Global Asset Management really consists of two parts. One is being an investment holding company and the other part being a financial services company. On the financial services side, we focus on project finance and structured finance, and also corporate services such as corporate advice, legal services, as well as payroll services. And then on the investment holding side, we have a sole subsidiary currently within the Global Asset Management listed framework, which is Linde Financial Services, which focuses on asset finance.
So to run us through, Niels, the listing rationale here for the company and how this is going to be influencing your strategy moving forward.
Yes, the listing is really the first step in our long-term strategy. Through the listing, we would like to build a solid foundation and earn the standing and recognition that is necessary and that the listing brings about, to also not only attract local investors but also international investors that would like to participate in the African growth story that is unfolding.
How do you see the scenario shifting next year, Niels, for a player like yourselves? Of course, we've got Basel III kicking into gear come January 2013, and that's really put into focus corporate funding, and many saying that corporate funding is going to dry up as those Basel regulations take hold of the markets, as banks hold onto their liquidity a little bit more aggressively. How do you see this changing the landscape for an operator like yourselves?
Yes, you're absolutely right, and I think that is what is creating the niche that we would like to play in, where we would like to create an investment entity that has the listing wrapper around it, but that can also attract additional sources of funding towards exciting and new projects within the sub-Sahara African region. So that's really where we're focusing on. And we're trying to build up a consortium of funders around our listed entity.
You talk about exciting projects that are unfolding in sub-Saharan Africa. Give us a sense of what we're seeing unfold when it comes to things on a sector basis.
Yes, we're really focused on three main sectors, one being infrastructure and ICT, the next being agribusiness, and I think you've alluded to the agribusiness story unfolding in Africa, where Africa still has got large tracts of land ready to be planted. And the third sector is the renewable energy sector, which of course is a no-brainer in the current environment. So those are the three sectors we're focusing on, and in all three of those sectors we are engaging in various projects, and we are arranging funding towards those projects.
Of course, when you're weighing up the risk, I mean, how are you mitigating against some of the risk, and that presents itself in terms of involving yourselves in African projects?
Yes, we do focus on the more stable jurisdictions. We like to be in Mozambique, in Zambia especially, also Botswana. So I think a big mitigating factor is really choosing your jurisdictions carefully, and then of course also your project sponsors and your strategic equity partners. I think those are the key aspects you need to be aware of.
Well, we'll certainly be keeping a close eye on your developments as we move through 2013. Niels, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Niels Penshorn is Managing Director at Global Asset Management.